Here it goes. I'm just a kid and my life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid. I know that it's not fair. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm so sorry. I keep coming at you with a really dirty camera, but it looks a little bit better now. So we have, hey, what's up, HG Rock Online? We do have some new announcements specifically from a live stream with one of the new Ecomi workers, a new Ecomi fam. And I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm not gonna make you wait for it. They are planning to have rideable T-Rexes. So it was just asked on the live stream. And what? Oh, Aria Realty definitely do live tomorrow. Aria Realty, I'm gonna send you some more money tomorrow so you can buy some more OMI. Why? Do you ask? Because it's dipping again at like 0.0051. Yeah, Aria Realty is one. For those of you that don't know, he's big into Earth 2 as well. For all my OMI fans that don't know him, and my Earth 2 fans that do know him, he is also big into OMI as well. I don't know if he has as much conviction as I do. I get a little crazy sometimes and I go deep down with it. But speaking of which, there is a thank you, Maxwell Cook. So we're just starting with OMI, just starting with Viviverse. The interview that I was watching had just said, "Oh, congratulations, Maxwell! Congrats." Let me know how much, and I'll let you know how long you might have to wait before you become a millionaire. What they were saying is that yes, E2 debit card. I mentioned that the other day, Yuki, or at least yesterday. The reason they got that debit card was specifically just to continue out payments because they didn't want to continue making payments to people that were, oh, you're withdrawing 1,000. Here's 1,000. Oh, we sent you 2,000, and that's just something that kept happening. So they wanted to fix the payments first before they were to go and say, oh, okay, here's cryptocurrencies, here's the in-game currency, and here's phase 2. They had to fix that first, so I'm happy that they did that. Now, outside of that, yeah, no, the riddle has not been solved yet. Although someone is suspecting Avatar, not like the last Airbender Avatar. Someone had made a quote, a connection to one of their live streams, where I think the Avatar was from like Cyberpunk or it was from Alita Battle Angels. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But nobody like came out and said, oh, this is a really good idea. But it's just one of the theories that had been speculated. So I was like, okay. But the live stream that I was going at with Omi, or with Vivi, saying that something that they are not struggling with, but they are trying to find the right balance, because right now the NFTs are just NFTs. Yes, the DeLorean, you press the button and it goes, oh, you look at it each in every way. And we do know that you're going to be able to do things with them, be interactive in the future. But they said one of the hard things to figure out is how to balance that. If you're going to be able to ride a T-Rex, and T-Rex, like, it's going to be much more valuable than would be a, Mr. Mojo Jojo thing that is not a T-Rex, or is a My Little Pony that's not Rainbow Dash that can't fight. It's say it's like Apple Bloom, like she can't do anything. Would you stay for brunch? Or she'd poison you with pancakes. But the idea would be to make them all. It's just going to take a lot of programming and development, but to make all of the NFTs fair, kind of like how you have tiers in Super Smash Brothers. Like some are U tier, S tier, A tier, and all that. They want them all to be fair, to have like their own different way of, oh, you could battle with them this way, you could utilize this, because not only that, the improvements on such NFTs are going to increase the value so much. So one of my ideas and one of my strategies for the warring world of OMI and the warring world of the Viviverse is to just get a lot of everything, just get a lot of commons. Today, in that drop, the Cryptkins, you could have gotten Cryptkins for $15 a Cryptkin. You could have got 10 of those and had an army of Cryptkins. Again, those were the commons. I wound up getting a common, I think, for like $28. It was the seal thing. They said it was a she. It looked like a demented Lapras. It was from like Scotland, where the Loch Ness was. And the Loch Ness monster was like, oh, this is really cool. It's like a cross between Lapras and the Loch Ness. Oh my God, Raythex, how's it going? With the $20 super chat, that is amazing. Yes, Aria, go live with Randy again. Actually, Aria Realty, do you want to make a trip out here soon so we can go live and we can grace all these beings with our presence? No, I mean, wow, Raythex, thank you so much. You're the man. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Because we deserve it. Me and Aria Realty deserve to see each other. He's one of my best homies. I served with him. So if you didn't know that, Rayfax, yeah, he's also a veteran. He was actually one of my first friends on base, and to go live. Yes, go. All right. So RI Realty, message me later and see when you want to go. Want to do that? I'm free during the week now, and you start school soon. So look, we got to do it at some point. I'm retired now, so come on, get at me. Come at me every single day next week. I'm in. I do need to go to Build-A-Bear because I have a Score Bunny now. Pokemon, they just released that, so I need it. Those of you that are wondering, yes, I did shave because I have a wedding this weekend. After that, I'm never going to shave again, or something like that. I don't know. Depends how hot it gets. So the NFTs that we're going to get, and that's just one different thing. Probably earlier nature something. Oh wow, oh, yeah, Raythack's going hard on properties. What I want to do is be able to go and get NFTs, not just in VVverse, but the NFTs in Earth 2. Speaking of Earth 2, they had, oh, well, thank you, HG Rock. Speaking of Earth 2, they had an announcement from Shane saying that, hey, I'm really annoyed at something, and it was just a tweet. I think he was just frustrated and he just needed an outlet. So everyone's just like, what? Oh my God, Earth 2 is crashing. Like, Facebook was so crazy later. But what you were really seeing was you were seeing the fact that, okay, when his tweet that he tweeted after that saying, we had a new rollout, some new bugs came out that I wasn't expecting, but we're handling it. I think he was just kind of feeling like he was just beside himself. Like, we rolled this out, we're expecting it to work, nothing can work right the first time, so I have to go in and fix it. Part of that, I don't know if that was the heat map that updated, or it was the fact that now you can make your own flags. I tried to make it the Chavez Topia thing, but I have to move it sideways because it wouldn't go because the flag is supposed to be like this, like a rectangle, not a square. So if you are looking to upload something, just take a screenshot of it, flip it to the side, and then go like this, a couple times, and make it a rectangle, and then it should work. So I will be doing that. And actually, the logo that I use is going to be the logo that's going on one of my subscribers' arms, his lightning python that he says, and he says that I'm going to do that, and he's going to get the real Randy Chavez tattoo. So the first of many, I believe. I believe there's going to be a couple of people that do that, which would be hella fun. I know I'm a little behind on comments. I'm gonna go here. Riddle hasn't been solved yet. No. Oh, hey, Legacy of Bermuda. Call me Rambo Randy. Thank you very much. Nice, nice beard. Thanks. I look 21 again. Oh, thank you so much. That means the world. I wish the hair was a little bit more filled in and a little bit more. Oh, do I look like? I feel like I look like a girl now because I have long hair. Maxwell Cook says, Raythax, you got the class 1 property for me today. Maxwell Cook says, I don't think anyone was able to click access to those cookies. Yeah, I tried and it wouldn't let me. I was like, oh yeah, take all my access, boys. Do it. You earned it. You earned access to my cookies. Sounds so dirty. Nope. Sorry guys, gotta coat the throat pretty early today. Christian Valesco says, hi Randy, what other stocks besides Tesla think will have an explosive growth medium to long term? I think Square is definitely one of them, because I think the last statistic I read was I think like 20 to 22% of people in America are debanked, meaning that they don't have a bank account. They just can't get one. They're too poor to get one. They can't afford to have one. So what Square did, they gave the Cash App a bank account and a routing number, and yeah, that's what they gave you. And they could give you a debit card too. Not only that, you can buy stocks on there. You buy fractional shares of stocks. You don't have, $700 to buy one share of Tesla. $70, buy a tenth of a share. You could buy Bitcoin on there. PayPal did not have that for the longest time. They finally are just getting at least Bitcoin now. I'm not sure if they're going to do that with fractional shares as well. So that's something. Coinbase probably long term would be that as well. And Facebook, Zuckerberg is a beast. Facebook, I think, because again, they have 10,000 people working on their AR VR division. So I think Facebook is going to, when it does get into virtual reality, it's really going to get in there. And he knows that is a multi-trillion-dollar industry that he's looking to get in. So Facebook probably wouldn't be bad either. Again, this is all long term. Square has already pretty much exploded. I don't even know what the market cap is. If it reached 100 or 200 billion dollars. Oh, morning, Alex. You are up early. Good for you. Let's get some coffee and let's get this bread. Who's saying that? Oh my God. Yeah. So Christian Velasco is asking what stocks besides Tesla explosive long-term growth. Again, I haven't really looked at it that much. But Square is definitely one of them. Lemonade is going to be one of them as well, because Lemonade, what they do is they go and they say, hey, this is something where they do insurance claims. So the first thing that they do when you sign up for them is they insure your house, they insure I don't know if it's pets, or they insure pretty much everything. And what they do is they say, okay, one of the questions they ask is, what's your favorite charity? It's like, all right, that's weird. So what they do is your premium that you pay each month, let's say it's $100, whatever, just nice round numbers. 25% of that they take right off the bat. They just take that off the top. That's what they keep to pay themselves, to pay out claims, whatever. And everything else, everything that is not claimed that you do not use is sent towards your favorite charity, which is great because that incentivizes people to not be cheap with it. Not be like, oh, yeah, I lost this, lost this, lost this. Because if they say like no, if they're really honest with it, then that goes to their charity, to their favorite charity. So it works really well, and they use artificial intelligence. They use AI to broker their claims. They don't have to hire anyone. They don't send anyone out to assess the damage or anything. It is like they have the record for the fastest settlement paid out like 0.003 seconds or something like that, or 3 seconds, whatever it was, because the AI is that quick. Artificial intelligence is one of the futures, something that does keep me up at night, but something that is, if we integrate ourselves with it, if we're able to do things with it that are that can benefit us, especially companies, yeah, Lemonade is going to go to the heckin' moon. Very, very disruptive in the insurance game. Very, very disruptive. Same as Tesla. So those are just a couple of things real quick, and let's get back on topic here. Ray Thag says, at Maxwell Hook, I buy almost all tiles that are below market on Nauru. Yeah, Ray Thag, he knows what he's doing. Where's my curry at? Says, sorry, this is off topic. Anyone know where I can learn to snipe marketplace / find cheap properties? I'm suppressing my anger at no beard also. I'm sorry, this is going to be one of the last times, I promise. Who was in here? The chat yesterday? He was just dropping like, yeah, you can buy here for 67 cents, here for 50 cents, here for like 51 cents. It was great. So last night's chat I think has that. But if you're looking to like snipe things, marketplace again, just marketplace. I don't know. Depends if you're looking for class 1, class 3, class 2. I think even though class 1 will probably give you the most resources, you get class 3 and you get them really cheap. Let's say class 1 tiles you get 10 tiles for $10, or class 3 tiles and you get 10 tiles for $100, something like that. Again, depending on where it is, that's more essence, more resource for you. That's exactly what I would do if I were not building up Chaveztopia. Who did that? Rayfax again saying, could the golden plates be a gold MasterCard? Well, yeah, I guess you have different credit cards that have the different credit cards have different weights to it. Like I think the Amex Black card has weight to it. Like Peter Schiff has a Euro Pacific Capital card that's literally made of gold, and it's got weight, it's got heft to it. So if there are different E2 credit cards, let's say one of the credit cards, because they did make that tweet before they made the announcement of the golden plates and the plates of ore. I think oro is gold in Spanish. Sorry. You are going to have, yeah, that's very, very possible. I don't know, but that would make some poetic sense because you have different forms of credit cards. You have different, like for example, you have different forms of. Oh, do I even not have it anymore? Oh yeah, like if you go to a hotel and you have rewards bonuses, like you have. This is MetLife. There's a military veterans program for MGM resorts, and it goes on to basically say like, oh, you have like the ruby, the sapphire, but this is the pearl one. So maybe that E2's credit card will have different forms of tiers. Like if you have a gold tier, that's the best. Silver tier is going to be still good, but not as best. On bronze than just a normal one, and you'll get different benefits with that. That's actually really good. I should tweet Shane about that. I tweet Shane a lot. He seldom answers. Moving on after that. Will the flag be visible on the map? Yeah, it should be. Also, speaking of which, we also have breaking news. There's so much stuff that I didn't even write down because I was so busy before this. Shout out to my girlfriend Danielle, by the way. I love her. If you're watching, yeah. I haven't meowed in bed yet, but I've just sometimes I'll meow and she's like, hey, like I get the meow, but can you like not meow all the time? It's like, I'm sorry. It's part of me now. So I go and anyway, so one of the things that I wanted to bring up was a new coffee industry has bought a tile there's somebody that I guess has a connection with them. So that, listen, no, I know there's this new giant international coffee chain. It's not Starbucks. I already asked. It's an Italian coffee chain. I haven't had time to Google and look Italian coffee chains and look at the CEOs of each one and see which one's like the youngest or which one's more into tech or which one's whatever. But they have started buying properties in Djibouti, of all places, and are probably going to bring a lot of Earth One money into this. Now, we're going to see exactly where it goes. We're going to see exactly how much money they are going to put in because, again, right now, all of the money that I've seen have not been from public companies. They've been all from private companies. They've been from Chavez Trading Company, from Chavez Canto Project, whatever company Predict has, Rayfax, the Joker, everyone. We're not 100% sure of any public companies that are in this right now. If they are in it, this is protein, by the way. If they are in it, they have not made themselves very. Logan Paul, I think it might just be a personal account. I'm sure he has businesses and business accounts. Logan Paul Productions or Logan, Paul whatever. Moving on. Warren and Alex, can my DL like driver's license be an NFT or Megatron? You heard. Megatron, you heard? Megatron, you heard? Yeah, you can make anything an NFT. I don't think a driver's license NFT would be worth much unless you like become famous. Like, oh, whoa! But I would not. I mean, my driver's license is fine because my driver's license, it's not really where I live. It's still at my old place. I still have to send everyone that wants to send me stuff. I have them send it to my friend Tyler because that's. If someone sends me something to the post office fan mail and say, "Can I have your driver's license?" Well, it's not going to be my place. It's not going to match. They're not going to give it to me, so I have to have them send it to my friend Tyler. Coffee and OMI chat with the real Randy Chavez. Heck yes, Alex. Heck yes. Great info. Thanks to you. Of course, Christian Velasco. Right. Thanks again. Thank you so much for those super chats. Telling golden plates be a gold MasterCard. Whenever I hear gold, there's so many things that could go on. It could be, that Scooby-Doo one, that Scooby-Doo episode where I say like, watch the pretty coin of gold and you will do as you are told. And then that's how he hypnotizes people throughout that episode. I think Jason and the Argonauts, with the golden fleece. I think so many different things. Gold can mean so many different. Number one, it could be introduction to the elements. And when I say elements, I mean actual commodities, like actual elements of the periodic table and elements that we could be using in a tech tree or some type of that in Earth 2. There's so many different possibilities, so many ways to go down that rabbit hole. We shall see. Alex says, how did you do in the Krypkins drop? I got everything except one rare that I'm going to buy in the marketplace. Wow, good for you. So I was in there before it had dropped. So I was like, all right, I was in there, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. I actually cut my stream short this morning. I only went for like 30-ish minutes because like, all right, guys, got to get ready for this. I have to put money in there. So a little preview into this. I had the two Ultraman uncommons. They were both the same ones with the Chibi Ultraman fighting like this Godzilla monster with a horn. Hiccups. And I sold one of them. I sold the one with the higher thing. I bought it for $50. I sold it for 75. And so I had like 80 something dollars in there, 80 something gems in there. I was like, all right, let me put like an extra 30 gems in there, and then let me go and see if I can try to get some of these rares. And when it goes to drop, I was like, okay, good. I didn't want to get the super rare because I felt like the super rare, so many people were going to try for, or the ultra rare, whatever it was. I was going to go for the one below that. And then when I clicked on it, it just kept load. It loaded for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I was like, all right, I'm just not going to get it. So I went in the marketplace and the commons that were selling for like $15, I got for like $28. It was the one that looked like Lapras, the one that looked like the Loch Ness Monster, or Lapras from Pokemon. Because it's from Loch Ness, if you read the description, it's from Scotland. But this is one of the things that I want to talk about, where they said that you have these, they just live streamed today, one of the new Akomi workers said that, yeah, we have plans to make everything equal as far as, oh, you're going to give Joker let's say like a gas flower that can stun his enemies, and you're going to make the T-Rex possibly rideable. You're going to give Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup a power punch or whatever. They said an issue they were having with making those NFTs is that making them all balanced, which I don't think is possible with all these characters. Like, what are you going to give every NFL player run through a wall? It'd be really cool to see that, but with so many different characters, so many NFTs, it's like Super Smash Brothers on steroids. So I'm very curious to see how it has, but it's going to take a while for them to get to that because it costs a lot of development time, just a lot of time, and a lot of creativity also going into that. If they need me, I really know video games and I really know moves and stuff, so they could all definitely let me know, and I'll be there for them. Aria Realty says, let's give Randy money for his OMI tattoo. OMI tattoo I will get when OMI reaches $1, but thank you so much, Aria Realty, for that super chat. That means so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aria Realty, one of my friends since 2013 when we started together. Zana says, "Can I put you in my profile banner?" Yeah, so I'll put if someone follow me on like Facebook or Instagram, whatever. I'll put the banner that I use that I used for this the thumbnail for this one says the real Randy Chavez for this video, and I'm going to use that for my banner, my flag as well, just Chaveztopia. But for the ones that I have in America, I probably like to keep America. I think the ones in China, I'd like to keep America too. Just America. But yeah, for Chaveztopia, it'll definitely be. Even though the U.S. does have a base in Antarctica, and actually, just real quick, actually no, I'll save that for another one. That's not Earth 2 related. That's not OMI related. Yeah. Moving on. Fabulous says, at Alex, the app crashed for me and logged me out, but I got back in about 10 minutes later and was still able to buy a few. Oh, you mad lad! Congrats. Yeah. After it logged me out, I was like, you know what? I'm just buying from the marketplace, getting frustrated. Not gonna do that. Clickboom Studio says, your hair looks feathered and lethal today. Why, thank you. I washed it. I'm one of those people where I need to wash it. Like some people, especially women, they wash their hair once or twice a week. If I go longer than like 36 hours without washing it, it gets greasy, it gets disgusting, it gets thin, it dies. So I have to keep it with product like every day or every other day. So yeah, today's is one of those good. It looks full. I guarantee you on Saturday for the wedding, it looks like poop. But today it looks good. Frisco says, my man, Randy, the real Randy Chavez. So Zana says, can I put you in profile banner? Yes, absolutely. Grandmaster Mawile says, what's your solution to solve homelessness? That's really good. So what there's several of them. I don't know which one's better though. And this is going to be a really long-winded response. I'll try to shorten it as best I can. It is going to it's not to put like in the Constitution, or not going to put like, we're going to make homelessness illegal, we're going to guarantee everyone a house. No, that doesn't work. They've tried that in several different countries, and just because it's in their Constitution, just because they make it a law, doesn't mean that it still doesn't happen. I don't know if we could 100% ever cure it, but one of the things that I think would help for most people is, kind of like take care of your own backyard, tend to your own garden, help in your own community. There's already many different institutions, many different places that say like, okay, we are a home for, young girls. We are a home for veterans. We are a home for this. So there are already a lot of people like trying to do the Lord's work or the best work that they can. I think a lot of it is going to have to do with education. I think a lot of it, and some people might get a little salty about this, but I think the problem can be solved with enough capital. Like if you have enough capital and you can build enough places, like homeless people are not going to care if they have a 2-bedroom apartment with, a bathroom and a no, they want like a cot and a cot and 3 hots. They want that. So you can build a tiny house for $10,000, and one of those tiny houses like that I would live in if I didn't have a girlfriend, but if they shouldn't have 3 cats and a dog and a white rat. So I would like to see somewhere along the lines of sustainable energy where it doesn't cost anything, where it doesn't cost electricity. You have electricity coming from the sun, and you have it you store it with Tesla Powerwalls, whatever. But that's just one symptom of a bigger disease, because you have some people that are homeless in America, but then you have a bunch of people that are homeless in the world. But the World Health Organization, this is why I'm very optimistic. They had their goal in 2000 was to have absolute poverty by 2015, and they did it by 2013. So for all the poop that capitalism gets, a rising tide raises all ships. And I think if we could introduce those into a lot of other different areas of the world, that would definitely help a lot as well. Wraithax $5 says, I purchased ChavezTopia.eth For the upcoming Web 3.0, I would like to offer as a gift. I'm a true believer in Earth 2 and its leaders. Yeah, so right there. Message me on Instagram or you're on my Patreon. Email me there because you said you wanted to buy in Chaveztopia as well. Wow, that's amazing. You're the man. I love you. And profile picture is a beard like the Undertaker beard, but with like a Jeff Hardy mohawk. That's interesting. I love that. Almedo says, I feel like the biggest NFT space is going to be VR. There's so much it can be. Yeah, 100%. Because you can do anything with that. But you need to have the development team there to be able to not just build an NFT, but an NFT that has mobility, that is able to do certain things, and be able to have an interface that interacts with other things. So it is coming along, slow but steady, but it will. And again, was that Wright's law or Moore's law, where every time it doubles, or every certain amount of time, like every 6 months or whatever, technology doubles, gets that much quicker, gets that much cheaper to be able to. So Oculus Rift right now is a couple $100, or the Oculus Quest, whatever. That is going to be much, much cheaper over the next few years, where it's going to be just as cheap as a Game Boy, or anyone just buys Game Boys anymore. It's going to be just as cheap as a handheld system, something that's not going to be a couple $100, might be $100 or under $100. And the fact that it's already going to come in with so many games already is just amazing. So that's something where I believe as time goes on, again, it's the future. That's where gaming is going to go. We're getting in it very, very early. So yes, agreed 100%, Amedo. Where's my curry at? It says, Shane's messing with us. I think the tweets are completely irrelevant to anything, and he just enjoys watching us suffer. Could be. Could have a different sense of humor like that. I don't know. He likes rugby, and Aussies have a different sense of humor. They'll be mean to you, but it's in like a really dry way, and it's funny. I've learned that from serving with some Australians in Kuwait. They're good people. Prisco says, IDO going in Shane. He's going in Shane. Exactly, 100%. Again, Ari Realty, thank you so much for that super chat. For the OMI tattoo, I don't know how much I have to receive to get one early. Yeah, I'll let you know. Investor Ali, what's going on? He says, I'm sure everyone misses the beard. Yes, I've had many comments about that already. But Investor Ali, are you going to get more OMI as the price is now down to about a half a cent, and propose to potentially go down more due to the liquidation of some of the owners on May 11th, which will be on Monday? I know I am. I gave our realty money. I was like, hey, go get me some more. And he got me some more. So now I have actually 5,250,000. I don't know. Our realty knows the actual number. And I'm going to send them more probably tomorrow. And I'm going to send them more on Monday because I found out I'm getting paid a little extra than I thought I was. So anything extra is going to that. And I sold a Pokemon card today. So hopefully the funds from that will be on Monday. That's a Erica's Dragonair first edition PSA 10. They actually asked me at the post office, like, what is this, that you're insuring? I was like, oh, it's a Pokemon card. I said, okay, I just had to ask because if it was a coin, they wouldn't, cover the insurance. They wouldn't pay you back for that. It was a Pokemon card, that's okay. And she's like, wow, is this like a really rare card? My son has these going on. I was like, well, I mean, it's kind of rare. It's the cheapest one out there at the time, but there's not so many graded. And she was like, we didn't get to the part where like, yeah, I have one that's worth 350,000. We just got like, wow, like so impressed by a card that's not even 4 figures yet. She's like, what? It was really cool. Some people's reactions. It's really fun. Yuki says, this is Shane's villain story. Can't blame him for working too hard. Yeah, Shane is a heel. He's a heel for right now. But yeah, that's great. He deserves to be able to go and say like, hey, I'm frustrated with this. He deserves to vent. I'm surprised he hasn't like snapped. Like you can only work that hard for so long. Like there's a reason why after deployments, you're supposed to get like a 2-week, 2-week retreat, R&R it's called. No, there's a reason why. There's an off season like for sports, right? Where you have, because you need a break every once in a while. There's a reason I retired early, because I was gonna break in 2. I was not in the best shape. I was not taking care of myself, and now look, I have long flowing locks that flow like the wind. Grandmaster Wallace says, the real Randy Chavez versus the real Slim Shady. He's a little older now, right? Eminem, he's got to be in his mid to late 40s. He's got to be. Because he came out in the 90s. I remember he popping off in the early 2000s. So it's probably, and he was 20s then. So yeah, it's probably mid 40s. I don't know if he's 50 yet. That'd be weird. Eminem being 50. Um, Where's my curry? It says Randy 2024. Actually, I don't know unless they change it. I wouldn't be allowed to be president until 2028 because 2024, at the end of 2024, I would only be 34. You have to be 35 to be president. And outside of that, you have to be born in America, or at least on American soil. Unfortunately, I was born in Peru. Not unfortunately. Maybe it's just so I can't be president unless they change that law, which I think they should. Not just for me. I don't know if I'd want to be president, but because you have, let's say you have somebody that's so amazing and they just like, hey, I was born here, but I grew up in this country and I love this country and I think I could do a really good job. And I think you should let that person, if they have a really good track record, let them run. Let them, if the people like them, they have connection with the people. Ray, thanks again. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. I'll totally take that gift. Message me wherever you feel best. Grandmaster Mile says, I remember when the Oculus was still over $1,000. I don't even remember that. Oh my God. So the Aria Realty has confirmed I have 5.5 million OMI. Let's get this spread, boys. Let's get that spread. I can't believe that already. I was talking to my friend Dan before. I told him not to buy Safe Moon. He's like, listen, bro, I can't, I'm going to buy Safe. And he's got a lot, he's got a lot more money than me. He's got well over $1 million. And he's like, yeah, I listened to you with OMI. I didn't just put in 1,000. I put in like 3,000. And I was like, that's a good amount. But listen, I put in like 20 something thousand at this point, maybe 30. Yeah, because it went down. If you look at the 30-day chart, it's down like 30%, which is great because now you can buy more at a discount. So I'm very, very ecstatic about that. And he's like, you have 5 million? I was like, yeah. I just, I bought because I 100% believe, it's going to $1 by mid 2020s. But even before then, 10 cents by the end of the year is very reasonable. And to have that, okay, that's $500,000 if that happens. And that's something which, again, I even think 10% is, or I'm sorry, 10 cents is not conservative, but that it's my base case. 12 to 15 cents is my bull case. 6 cents is my bear case. So again, even in my bear case, which a lot of people think I'm crazy. A lot of people like it's going to 10x from now. It has to 10x in order to just make your bear case. Yes, you're correct. Actually, 12x. You're correct, but you do not realize the storm that is coming. Do not realize the fact that once they announce, like again, they are purposely not announcing things because they have to grow. They have to scale. I've seen this before it's in trucking. I've seen it in HVAC. I've seen it in construction. They can't grow too quickly or they crumble from the lack of funds. They need to have injections of capital, or they need to be able to grow to a point where a thing like Cryptkins forces people out of the app. It forces the app to force close. Nobody even heard of Cryptkins before last week. So they obviously need to grow. They need to update their servers. They need to do that. And I'm happy. I'm happy the way that it's going. It is. I wish I had that. I would sell that trophy Kangaskhan for $300,000 right now, taking a $50,000 loss, just so I can get in right now, because there is a chance that when this pops off, it pops off before I'd be able to get that money, and it pops off, and I can't get it for under 2 cents ever again. So again, that's just my theory here. Fendi Zantana says, should I buy OMI? If that did not just tell you that what I am doing, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, don't know your financial situation, but what I can tell you to do or not do is don't invest any money that you're not willing to lose. This protein is chocolate peanut butter, and it is so good. Earth 2 Wizard, what up, buddy? Oscar Schreier says, I have 2 million OMI, but more is not possible at the moment. Dude, that's fine. That's fine. Oscar, I don't know your financial situation, but again, that I believe will be worth $200,000 by the end of the year at 10 cents. You look back on this moment and tell me when I'm wrong. Like I'll be the first person to make a video and say like I'll be the first person to tell you that, well, long term I don't know, but short term when people when Aria Realty is like, hey, are you getting in Doge? I'm getting in Doge at like 3 cents, and I was like, I don't like the fundamentals. I still don't like the fundamentals. I don't like all the reasons. So I did not buy in, and he's sitting pretty right now because he's like 20x his money. It's like 60 cents, something like that now, and it could double by the time Saturday comes. People are waiting for Elon Musk at Saturday Night Live in front of millions of people, although he has access to millions of people already on his on his Twitter. He's like the 23rd most followed person. I was like, okay, well, that's exactly what people are waiting for. And I see people on Facebook saying like, hey, we should get Elon in this. I tweet at the man all the time. Notice me said by get into Earth 2. I actually, not that I stalk him, but Shane said that I think like a month ago, he was meeting with 2 different billionaires that week, and Elon Musk was in Australia. He was working on he's trying to save Australia's like grid. Their grid system sometimes for whatever reason is weak, maybe it's too hot. It's got solar panels, it's got like big giant batteries there to store the power. And I was like, oh well, that could be interesting. And he loves AR. He loves augmented reality and virtual reality. It would make sense. And again, he's told people play Polytopia in Tesla. It's really cool. It's really fun. Would make sense to have Earth 2 in Tesla. Even Aria Realty has had pictures and videos of him buying tiles on Earth 2 in his Tesla. Grandmaster Marwell says, "Don't be president, be techno king." So yeah, president would be that's like got to be one of the hardest, most stressful jobs ever in the world. I don't think. One, I don't even know how influential I'd be. I don't know what side I would claim. I mean, I'm pretty libertarian. I lean to the right a lot because I like guns and I like freedom and I like being able to say controversial things without having to worry about getting canceled. And I like conservative economics. But I'm also really far left because I believe, well, maybe humans aren't ready for it yet, but I believe that in a universal basic income, now I'm a more accomplished person now that I'm retired because I can play piano, I can focus on fitness, I can focus on health and eating the right way, and broadening my knowledge by talking to people with a bunch of different countries. I'm a more so I think at some point universal basic income would be good. Obviously, I know right now so many people take advantage. There's a bunch of people taking advantage of unemployment right now. That I can't work because of COVID. You can work. There's not just again. I'm generalizing. There's definitely people that can't. And I served a couple of people that are gay. Some of my best friends are gay, and so I'm very far left as far. So I'm like I feel like both sides would hate me for not being too much on their side if I would become president. Investor Ali says SafeMoon is up 50% in the last 24 hours. Who else told me to get SafeMoon? And so again, I don't like the fundamentals of it though. I don't like the fact that they had like a quadrillion coins to start with, but yeah, they did burn a lot of it, and the investigations were going on, but they can say, and again, long term, it may prove to be very, very good. Excuse me. I don't like the fact that they charge you 10% for selling. Yes, it is a good way to keep investors hodling because you don't want to be charged that 10%. If you can afford to throw, a couple grand in it, and if you could afford to lose that couple grand and it's not going to mess with you mentally, yeah, do that. That couple grand can go up 1,000%. Like, oh, hey, look at that. Even 100%, or yeah, 1,000. That maybe it 100x's, and 3 grand times 300,000. I don't know because it gets burned a lot. And if they do what they say and they make their video game, and that video game becomes a really popular video game with an in-game currency, yeah, that can literally go through the moon. But I feel like they have that wordplay. Oh, safe moon. It's safe and it can go to the moon. I feel like they're just working really big on that. And the reason they made so many coins is like, oh, it's only this many zeros, tenths or thousandths of a dollar. So people are going to put money in it. Thinking that, what if this goes to $1? It's not going to go to $1. But I feel like they're really playing on that. And for all I know, that could just be clever marketing. The game that they have could be a success, but so many different hurdles that they have to get over that all have to work out. To me, it's just too big of a risk. Where I could put something in what I think is much safer, like Bitcoin, Earth 2, or OMI. Again, just my opinion, not financial advice. Obviously, Investor Ali, you are crushing my head in the investing thing. You got a lot of properties. Aria Realty says, what protein shake brand is that? It is Gold Standard Whey Protein Chocolate Peanut Butter. I don't want to show it because I didn't get demonetized when I was drinking those daddy sodas the other day. It didn't demonetize my video, but it said ads not suitable. You're not gonna receive ad revenue. I was like, oh man. So the super chats counted, but the people watching it, they just wouldn't see the ads or whatever. If they watch it after the stream was over. Sorry for those disgusting slurpy noises. It was really good. Maxwell Cook says Vivi is based in Australia too, right? I think they're in Singapore actually, if I'm not mistaken. Earth 2 is Australia, but Vivi I think is Singapore. I think they did that just because of the tax reasons. If I'm not mistaken, tax reasons are. I don't know if it's Singapore or wherever it is, but I think Singapore has no ghettos. They have a very interesting way of doing things where whatever the majority of the population is, that's what they are. If the majority of the population is Muslim, they're a Muslim country. If the majority of the population is Greek Orthodox, they celebrate Greek Orthodox holidays now. So it's very, very interesting. Again, they don't have ghettos. It's very interesting the way they do that. And again, it's a tax haven. Maybe, and some people have been saying, hey, go to Puerto Rico, go to Singapore, go to these places and set up different companies so you can, be tax free. It's like, I probably should. Right now, I'm just doing so many different things. So many people are asking me for so many different things. Like they want me to start a crypto coin. Ari Realty. I want to go into business with Ari Realty, but he's going to school. No, Ari Realty is following his dream. He is doing the safe thing that I did not do. He has something that he's going to fall back on. Let's say if the sun has a solar flare, which it has solar flares all the time, but they'll just miss us, and it hits the earth and electricity is fried. Well, then, it'd be hard to take x-rays without. But anyway, he's doing something with his life. He's going and he's getting educated. I myself am not educated. I went to one semester of community college. I'm dumb as fudge. Not really, but you know what I mean. So I won't knock over that. I do wish he wouldn't put his life on hold. But again, it's, you'd be able to say like, oh, well, actually, I have a degree in this, and this, and that can only really be helpful. Studying like, okay, so radial ulna. I remember stuff from the one semester of community college I had, plus the 9 years of veterinary medicine that I was in. Not I was a doctor. I was a veterinary assistant working in the veterinary field. Moving on. How I Made says, sup, Randy. I just picked up another 500,000 OMI. Get that bread, How I Made. Congrats. Good for you. Keep it up. Croner says, hi, Randy. Always happy to hear you. Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, just everyone with the positive remarks really makes me feel good. Show Crazy says, universal income. WTF, dude. So, again, you have to realize the way in which I'm saying it. The people that I think that would be for would be the fact that people similar to me, where they work on themselves. And I mean, what's the point of living? You want to go. I mean, for me, I want to go out and I want to have a drink with my friends. I want to listen to good music, and I just want to talk to people. I want to enjoy good art, good movie, good literature. And how does that happen? It happens because people get advances, or people just struggle. Like maybe they're working 12 hours a day, and 1 hour a day they're just focused on writing, focused on their craft. Writing a good story. I feel like the more time people have, the more time people put into art and leisure and stuff that makes you feel something. And like when you look at a good piece of art, when I look at Pokemon cards, I was like, oh, this is so good. Like the art is so beautiful in a lot of those. And when they make music, like I can only musically I can only copy. I can play violin, I can play piano, but I can't compose. I can't compose a symphony like that. But some people can, and some people don't, because they're working, like, again, if you're working 9 to 5, you could definitely you have enough time to do whatever else. But again, that's just my idea of it. Again, in an ideal world, but I know the world that we're living in. Oh, basic income. I'm going to sit on my butt, watch Netflix all day. Oh, the new Selena documentary. I'm going to rewatch Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I get it. I 100% get it. Maybe that's just my own naive fantasy. How I Made says, UBI would work if they tax Amazon and don't take away your UBI if you go to work. Yeah, that, I don't know if it was Amazon or Apple. I think it was Apple. They didn't pay tax last year because, right, I don't say rightfully so. The U.S. has this thing where they say if you put money into R&D, then you don't have to pay tax on the money you put into R&D. Okay, well, why do they do that? They do that because that's how they stay ahead of the game. That's how the U.S. stays number one in a couple of different things. They stay ahead of China, they stay ahead of South Korea, they stay ahead of all these different places because all these companies are putting money into R&D. Tesla does that, Facebook does that, but Apple does that. I'm pretty sure Amazon does that too. They do that also the memes of Bill and Melinda Gates have been so fire. There's a meme of Bill Gates standing next to Jeffrey Epstein, who did not kill himself, by the way. And they're just like looking for a young girl, freshly vaccinated, with like young blood that's ready to like donate. It's like, oh my god. Chill Crazy says it's sad seeing how many places are hiring right now and can't get help. Too many lazy people don't want to work and want to sit at home. Drawing unemployment, universal income promotes laziness. That seems to be a consensus. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm living in this ideal fantasy world where everyone's really talented and everyone will use that time for good. And maybe I've been like too blessed, or I've been around a lot of people that they want to work, that are ambitious and they want to do things. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong. This is a good input, guys. Grandmaster Model says, should we buy ads to promote our own properties? That might be counterproductive. If you are in like a war, if you're in like a feuding war, because sometimes ads are counterproductive. Because like if I go on Reddit and I see an ad, I'll immediately downvote it. Like some things I don't. It's weird. Some ads I was like, just because I saw this ad, never buying it. But then sometimes like I'll get hooked. I'll see like those Keebler elves, those rainbow cookies. I'll see an ad for that, like, I need it. So what did I do? I went out and I bought not just a normal pack, because I didn't freaking have a normal pack. I went out and bought a family size pack of those Keebler elf cookies, and I was like, they got me. Like they got me. I'm such a sucker. So ads can work, they cannot work. It depends. If they're on like a TikTok, but if they're made in a fun way, like Long Beach Griffey says like Manscaped, refining the gentleman, and he made a whole video about Manscaped. It was really funny. That ad works. But when it's like, horseshoed in there, where it's like, oh, before we get started, I'd like to present blah 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 blah, blah for like 2 minutes. All right, come on, get to the heckin' video, So ads, people I think are sick of ads on Earth 2 right now, because when trying to buy tiles, it's like, oh, please go to British Guy Dork Slayer, please go to the Real Random Chavez YouTube. I was like, all right, I have to click on this accidentally, and then I think that leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. So I wouldn't do it just yet. The way I would advertise is to put out content. On YouTube, on TikTok, on Snapchat, on Tumblr, wherever else that you can think of. And again, just work hard and build your audience that way. That's what I did here. Investor Ali says there's a new coin called I've heard of this, which is for the adult industry. Yeah, I've heard of Cotton Rocket. I haven't bought into it. Things are crazy, man. If Pornhub comes out with one, that'll probably be it. I think the only ones that can compete with that would be like Hustler, and maybe Playboy. If they fuse on they can do that. But yeah, actually, I don't. Where did I hear Hugh Hefner's voice the other day? I heard his voice the other day in somewhere. I was like, oh, Hugh Hefner. Moving on. How I Made says, it gives people a floor to live off of. If they want to save and get ahead, they can collect UBI and work. This encourages entrepreneurship. People would be less stressed, food insecurities. It can work. Yeah, that's what I think too. Like for me, if I would get like a UBI, universal basic income, I would put that to work. I'd probably put it in investing now, but I'd put that straight into a real. Well, that's the other thing. Like how many failed businesses? Like what if someone's just not good at business? They try to open up a taco stand, or they try to open up a sunglasses van. They put all of that money into something that just doesn't work. All my businesses have been successful, so I pat in the back. Sorry about that, guys. So I don't really know that. Should I have a daddy soda right now? Comment yes or no if I should have one. I do have to work out arms in the morning, so I don't want one, but I'm also parched. Should I get water or daddy soda? Let me know. But yeah, I think it could work for some people. But if you're working, you should get something. If you're not working, just disability unemployment. I don't know, but yeah, I think hard work should be rewarded. Yeah. So How I Made said those that wants to just sit home and collect will never get ahead. Yeah, that's the other thing. They won't. When I tried to like retire, one I needed the break. I desperately needed. I think I slept for like 3 days. But outside of that, yeah, I'm very, very ambitious. I got lucky. Like the person, like I'm the avatar. Whoever's putting in credits, they put all my stats into luck at the beginning of the game life, and Then they put a little bit into intelligence. Now they're putting a lot into ambitiousness. I've been very ambitious the last few years. Ever since, well, even when I joined the military, I was still very ambitious. I got senior airman below the zone. Did Aria Realty, did he get senior airman below the zone? I think he might have. I'm not sure actually. He did get an award though, for one of those things. Frankie Boy 261 says, "Are you invested in Cardano at all? Had some great gains and going sideways. Might be consolidating right now. I've heard very good things about Cardano. I have not gone deep down the rabbit hole. Apparently, it only takes like a day or two to go deep down the rabbit hole with things. I did Safe Moon in like a night or like 8 hours. I couldn't sleep, so I was just going deep down that with that. And yeah, I had the I've heard very good things. I just haven't gone. It probably is good. I don't know if is that number. What number crypto is that? Is that like number 5 or 6 or something? I know it's up there. It's in the top 10. How I Made says the money they collect will be spent and goes into the economy. That's true too. Very true. Chill Crazy says corrupt and unrighteous people cannot create a utopia. Realize this. If righteous people ran the system good, it could be a good thing. Unrighteous people will only create enslavement. Well, that depends who's in power. Yeah, you're right. You corrupt and unrighteous can't. But I mean, also, what was it? It was Thomas Jefferson said like freedom is never more than a generation from being taken away or something like that. Where you have, let's say we set up one of the best. I mean, I think it's a miracle that the U.S. has lasted this long and doing very, very well. I mean, the founding fathers were very intelligent in how they constructed the Bill of Rights and the rest of the Constitution, the amendments, because it's extraordinary that we're still number one and we're just how we've done this and being a very new country, only a couple hundred years old, where there are other countries that have been around for hundreds or thousands of years and they're okay, but they're not us. But at the same time, you could set up something. A generation later, different things happen. Different ideals, are bred into people. The world changes, and maybe those ideals don't work from 50 years ago, and they change. And then I don't know. People in power have agendas, and agendas change. So hard to say. How I Made says working to live is BS. Shouldn't be like this. Well, I think it depends because. What I like to think about is perspective a lot. When I go and I think like, hey, humans should not, and humans shouldn't work 90 hours a week, at least not to just live. I was doing that in building businesses, but I always think of perspectives like, okay, well, I'm in an air-conditioned office. I don't have a mattress, but even still, I have a place to go home that's called mine. I can get food whenever I want. I'm not going hungry. I have water. I can choose to take time off. Whereas I'm just going to say Kuwait, where you have the people working there working 16 hours a day. They're sleeping in like the kitchen, in like the counter. They're just perspective. Your life is not that bad, especially in a first world country. Where it could be like, all right, hey, I'm killing myself working, let's say 60 hours a week. I got a full-time job and a part-time job, and I have a kid, and I can't see the kid, and I'm stressing out. My wife, she doesn't think I make enough money, and I'm pretty sure she's boinking, whoever else, and yeah, your life could be very, very stressful, and it could suck. And if only you had more money, if only you had a little bit of help, you could spend more time with them, be a real family, and you could go and be, you could get a little ahead. I get it. I swear to God, I do. It's easy for me because I was young and single. I wasn't married, I didn't have kids, I didn't have any obligations, so I just stayed in a place that was dirt poor. Again, next to a boiler room, and I did that. I think people can, especially when you're young. Okay, well, you're not going to starve. You can live on $4 a day. You could even live on less than that if you buy beans and rice in bulk. You can live in your car. You don't need to live like. California's got this big thing, like a big homeless population where people just live in their cars. Yeah, they put down the back seats and they go in through the trunk and they live there. You can shower at the YMCA. So you can. I didn't go. Well, I did live in my car for a couple of days earlier this year, when I had COVID, and I was like, it's a long story, but So I could have done that. I didn't. But yeah, I think it's about perspective. Like, okay, well, we're not homeless, and life's not as bad as it could be. So just that's what I try to do when I think like that. Famous County says I'm with you at how. Jason Max says Medium published an article that says the founders tokens are being released on May 9th. I can't post a link here for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube deletes links. I'm not sure why, but I think it's the 11th or the 9th, or maybe it is the 9th. 9th is whatever Monday's date is, and either or, you're gonna most likely see some high sales going in the market because they have to liquidate, and I don't think one of two things will happen. Either the price is going to go way down, it's going to be great for us, or that what you saw the other day when the price went from 0.0051 to 0.004 something, there was a big sell-off, and someone came right in and they bought that sell. They just bought that dip so hard, forced it to go right back up. I was like, wow, that's so that could happen here as well. Now, what happened the other day is probably small in compared to what's coming, but at the same time, this is getting more and more people every year. It's got the attention of the guy from Binance, CZ Shazang, the CEO of Binance. So you have these things that are major catalysts for it, and I think big money is ready to step in, and there are already millionaires in it. There are already millionaires in Earth 2. There are millionaires in OMI. So they might just be waiting for that dip. Who knows? How I Made says, if you take your UBI, if you have income, or if they take your UBI if you have income, that's basically welfare. You're punished when you go back to work, basically making everyone stay poor while they control the money flow. Yeah. I mean, unless, again, UBI, let's say UBI is like $1,000 a month. Okay, well, you go to work and you get $3,000 a month or $4,000. Okay, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay home and collect that, or just go to work and make 4x that and feel a lot better about yourself because you're doing something contributing to society? So yeah, that's just my thing on just that one topic thing. Hyman said they already spend bills a year trying to enforce if you have income, your benefits will be taken away. Yeah, it's possible. Again, I'm not really too well versed in that. Oh, thank you for 20 likes. Thank you guys. Pioneer says, happy Thursday, friends. Hyman says, I mean, the U.S. is the richest country, the worst health and the food insecurity. We have the money to go around. Well, we certainly print money to go around. We definitely print a lot of it, which I don't think we should do. Again, I think money should be not printed in this much. We get taxes, we get that. I think we should just not spend as. I think we should not send money to countries that consistently burn our flag. That is not something we should do. Just my opinion. Save money that way. The wealth inequality is the worst it's been. Well, yes, there is a lot of political strife about how the gap between the 1% and everyone else is widening, and that's correct. But in that same breath, I'll also say that a rising tide raises all ships. I have 0 people watching right now. That doesn't. There we go, 38 people. That didn't make sense. A rising tide raises all ships, and what I mean by that is I would rather be poor in 2021 than be middle class in 1991. Poor people have cell phones that have cash out where you can have a bank account, that have FaceTime where you can go and talk to anyone anywhere in the world. You have internet access. I would so much rather be poor in 2021 than be middle class in 1991 because I can turn it around. I can go and I can flip stuff at local, not farmers market, at a thrift store, on eBay, Pokemon cards. I can do, people can do that at garage sales. People can make more money than they think doing those types of things. It just takes a lot of hard work and sacrifice and time, and the ability to make money is there. And in 1991 you could be rich. You can't see somebody's face. Maybe you can in computers. I don't know if webcams for the very rich could have been a thing, but you can't see somebody's face on the other end of the country, much less the other end of the world. You didn't have access to these broad markets. There is no better time to be alive than right now. Again, there's political strife, but that rising tide because of capitalism raises all ships. Moving on. Frankie Boy says, imagine the founders' tokens, which is 19 billion, is when they say a major exchange to move them. It's not like they're going to just drop them all at once. I didn't know the founders tokens were only 19 billion. I thought they had like 75 billion, for the founders. But even at that, yeah, they're not going to liquidate everything. They'd be stupid to do that. Why would they liquidate now? We have all these amazing licenses, many that aren't even announced yet, many that are, again, I'm pretty sure we have Pokemon, but even if they don't, they have so much room to grow. They have so much room to grow. I think they're just taking profit now because, hey, we've been working our butts off for 2 years. We deserve something, and again, just going from OMI, they'd be stupid because, again, this has room to grow 100x, 1,000x, again, however long you want to hold it for in the future. Moving on, Quant Scorpio says, "What's new, my brother? What's going on, Quant Scorpio? We out here getting into politics a lot. It's really weird, but there is a chance that Biden. In my video this morning, I talked about how Biden might use, and his administration, and it would happen whether it's Biden or any government. If somebody gets burned, or if enough people get burned, whether it's in Doge, whether it's in SafeMoon or what have you, or GameStop and AMC, whatever, they're going to use it. See, crypto is too dangerous. People are losing too much money. We're going to make it so that you never lose this much money. They're going to, try to rant and rave like that. But basically, they just want more control. And we are at an hour, so singing Radiohead at the top of our lungs with the boombox blaring as we're following love. Got a bottle of whatever, but it's getting us drunk. Singing here's to never growing up. Call up all our friends. All right, sorry about that. I'm dying. Joe Don says, "Hi, Randy. When do you think Vivi will release the great blockbusters like Marvel or others?" So Marvel, I think, again, this is just my speculation that I talked about yesterday. Maybe end of the year. Again, they're going to have to scale first. They're going to have to scale, get their servers better, because with something like Kripkins is forcing people out of the app, something like Marvel would just crash it completely. And it'd just be impossible to get on. So they need to broaden their servers and to make more powerful, like quintuple, 20x their server count. Because again, they're having issues with Kripkins with 300,000 users. What is it going to be like when this goes viral and they have 10 million users? So again, they need to really get on top of that. But outside of that, Marvel, they could do two different things. They could have Captain America in his shield. They could have, Iron Man with his proton cannon, Spider-Man slinging his webs. But I also do believe, because again, I'm very much into comic books, that they're going to have augmented reality comic books. Like what I have seen, again, what I mentioned yesterday, the feel that you get, this is a boomer talking to me, by holding a physical something in your hand, like a comic book. Yeah, I could read them online. I will always prefer, even though I have to pay more, I'd prefer to go and get a physical comic book. But I'm part of the old guard. There's a bunch of new people that the only reason they buy comic books is for the QR codes. They can download them on their phone. A lot of people read them online. And that's been going on the last 10 years. Since like 2010, people have been just doing that, going to comic book stores still. They'll still go to comic book stores, but they'll go there just to get that QR code, just to read them online. And the next logical step is going to be augmented reality, being able to read comic books, but then flipping the page and then you press something and wow, that's cool, augmented and virtual reality comic books. I guarantee you that's what happens. So yes, you're going to have the NFTs, but I guarantee you have comic books as well. I'm going to bet money on that. I'll bet whatever money you want me on now, because that's the next logical step. So yeah, I would say end of the year, they might announce, or not just announce, they might do something with Marvel. If not end of this year, early next year. Family's Camping says, jobs don't pay that much. Not the jobs we were talking about. $3K a month before taxes. A minimum wage employee would have to work 100 hours a week. So you're saying in order to get $3K a month, you'd have to work 100 hours. So let's say minimum wage is, well, it's 15 in New York. I don't know where it is in the rest of the world. Let's just say right now it's $10 an hour, which probably really too low. So let's say $10 an hour, and you're working 40-hour weeks. So okay, that's $400. So that's that's really low. That's nothing at all. That's only $1,600 a month. That's if you work 4 weeks full time. So even at $15 an hour, that'd only be $2,400, and that's before taxes too. Yeah, that's nothing. So $2,400 a month. Yeah, that's a good point. They don't pay a lot, but again, that's one 40-hour week where I was working more than double that, again, with two businesses. But it can be done. And now, should you have to work 80 hours a week to just make a living? No, you shouldn't. But again, like, there's, join the military, you go and again, and not, I get it's hard to get into the military, but go and hustle, do your work, and then do side job. I really don't know. Not that I haven't been poor in a while, but I could strip my money away from me right now. I would just go right back to what I was doing, and it would suck, but I would go and do this all again, and I'd be 35 and be in the same position that I was. I'd take it a little slower because I was killing myself, but that's exactly what I would do. Oscar Schreier says 75 billion, and it will be unlocked this year each quarter. Oh, okay, so 19 billion per quarter. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, 75 billion. All right. Oh, so each quarter. Oh, so every quarter it might go down. All right. So let's say it starts in May, start to liquidate. Let's say it takes a couple weeks for them to liquidate something. And then August it might happen again, and then November it might happen again. Or again, that's if they have the option to. That doesn't mean they will. They just have the option to. Even if they might liquidate a couple of million OMI, like to 10 million OMI, whatever. Out of the billions that they have, 10 million is really not that much. Jaime says, at families camping, yeah, most possible to get ahead, worrying about student loans, living situations, cars, bills, this is like work just to live. Time is our best asset. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't go to college. I know a lot of people were like tricked into going, oh, you need to go to college or you're gonna be a loser, and then now you're 50 grand in debt. I get it. It's rough and it's horrible. Jason Max says, should we buy Doge today and sell it on Saturday or on Sunday after it spikes with SNL, and then put that all into OMI? Hang on one sec, guys. I'm really dying with hot water, so give me 30 seconds. This is your friendly reminder to hydrate. Woo! Okay, so buying Doge, it could, again, you could buy it today, and it could very well go to $1 or $1.20 by Saturday. But be careful where you buy it. If it's on Robinhood, yeah, don't switch it to something else. Don't go on Robinhood. But you could do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try to get cute and play loose and fast with that. I'm going to stick with things that have fundamentals, that have good reasons for investing into them, not just because of meme, not just because of hype. That being said, even with the sell-off, it'll still probably stay at 10 or 20 cents. It might stay because there's people that, like, Elon Musk could probably go and say, like, you guys are all idiots. Doge is a joke. And then there's still going to be people like, no, I believe in it, and it'll stay at a certain price, even though it shouldn't, but it still might. Families Camping says, I think in Pennsylvania, where I live, it is like $7. Oh my God. Well, Pennsylvania's a lot. Again, I'm thinking in New York terms as far as like rent is a lot, but in Pennsylvania, it's probably not that much. At least not the $1,500 it is for barely a one-bedroom. So I digress. Ty Anderson says, can't wait for the real Randy Chavez and Ari Realty tattoo and yacht party. Actually, me and Ari Realty, we should get more. We should get tattoos of like each other, or like, people are at least going to get the real Randy Chavez tattoo. That one guy's getting it on his thunder left side, his thunder side. The Thai won on yacht with Supply, the Crown Royale whiskey. What will your yacht? What will your? Well, I don't know if I want to. I don't have a boating license. Oh my God, hiccups! I drank that water too quickly. I like Johnny Walker Blue. If we're getting whiskey, if we're getting fancy. Peanut butter whiskey is really good too, but I don't. I'm also not a strong swimmer. I'm not not a strong swimmer at all. So I don't know if I'd get a yacht. Jason Mack says Bit4X. What about Bit4X, Jason Mack? Where are we going here? Yeah. So anyway, that's a lot of the news that I had was just talking about the live stream that the new OMI worker was on. It was just saying that, yeah, we're going to be able to put these NFTs on. As far as Earth 2 goes, you have the update of making your flag new. Shane says the new rollouts, some stuff was going on. I don't know if it had anything to do with the heat map updating or 3D. Heat map is really cool. 3D is awesome. Or the fact that and again, Raythak saying on those super chats asking about, oh, could a plates of gold mean an actual plate of their credit card, like a gold credit card? That'd be cool. Plates, maybe license plates, gold license plates, because they do show that truck in every trailer, that Jeep or Hummer, whatever they have it. So that's interesting too. You have the Hummer that, I think it's a Hummer or some type of Jeep, or Jeep Wrangler maybe. Maybe that's going to be a big part of the game. That's going to be the next Easter egg. Find the Jeep, find the car, and then gold plates. So either way, we're not sure, but that's going to be it for this stream. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. We love you. All right, goodbye, guys. Meow, meow, meow.